The elderly woman's hands move gracefully through the air, forming shapes I recognize instantly. My own hands respond before my brain catches up. "Thank you for the kind service," she signs, her wrinkled face lighting up with surprise. "You're very welcome," I sign back with a smile. "Would you like me to explain today's specials?" Her eyes well up, not with sadness, but something closer to joy. In my 3 years waiting tables at Bellissimo, I've never seen someone so moved by simple communication. That's when I feel it. The temperature in the room drops, not literally, but the energy shifts like a storm rolling in. Every instinct I've honed from growing up in Chicago's South Side screams, "Predator, nearby." I glance up and freeze. 6 men in black suits have entered through the main door. They move like a formation, practiced and lethal. But it's the 7th man who makes my breath catch. He's tall, easily 6'3", with dark hair swept back from a face carved from granite and violence. His charcoal suit probably costs more than my car. No, scratch that. More than 3 of my cars, but it's his eyes that root me to the spot. Dark, assessing, absolutely cold. Those eyes sweep across the restaurant, cataloging exits, threats, witnesses. When they land on me, standing beside the elderly woman's table, something flickers in their depths. His jaw tightens. One of his men whispers something, gesturing toward the private dining room in the back. But the man in charge, and oh, he's definitely in charge, doesn't move. He's still staring at me, at his mother. Wait, his mother? The woman follows my gaze and her entire face transforms. She stands, arms outstretched, and the dangerous man's expression cracks. Just barely. Just enough for me to see the sun beneath the monster. He crosses to her in 4 long strides, and she embraces him. Over her small shoulder, his eyes meet mine again. "Who are you?" His voice is accented, Italian, smooth as whiskey and twice as dangerous. "I'm Harper, I'm just—" She speaks with her hands, the woman signs excitedly, turning to me. "Vincenzo, she understands me." Vincenzo. The name clicks in my brain like a bullet sliding into a chamber. Vincenzo Marchetti. Holy shit. I'm staring at the don of the Marchetti crime family, the man whose name gets whispered in Chicago's underbelly with equal parts fear and reverence. I should walk away, clock out, maybe fake my own death and move to Nebraska. Instead, I sign to his mother, "Your son is very handsome. You must be proud." Her delighted laugh rings out. Vincenzo's expression doesn't change, but something dangerous sparks in his eyes. "What did you tell her?" His tone is casual, but there's steel underneath. "That she raised a good-looking son." I meet his gaze, refusing to flinch. "My mama didn't raise a coward." Anxious? Yes. Prone to overthinking? Absolutely. But I learned early, never show fear to a predator. One of his men, a bull-necked guy with a scar through his eyebrow, snorts. Vincenzo silences him with a look that could peel paint. "She's perfect," his mother signs to him. "Finally, a girl with manners and brains." My cheeks burn. Your table is ready in the back, Mr. Marchetti." "How long have you known sign language?" He switches to Italian accented English, his voice pitched low enough that only I can hear. "Since I was 8, my younger brother was born deaf." Something shifts in his face. Was? Is. Sorry, I meant he's 22 now, lives in Seattle, works in tech. I'm babbling. Why am I babbling? "I should get your wine list." "Sit with us," his mother signs, gripping my wrist gently. "Please. I never meet anyone who speaks like me." "Mama, she's working." Vincenzo's tone is gentle with her, but when he glances at me, it hardens. "Unless you'd like to join us, Miss Chen, Harper Chen." I should say no. Every functioning brain cell is screaming to decline. "I'm actually almost off shift." "Then you have time." It's not a question. And that's how I end up sitting in a private dining room with Chicago's most dangerous crime family, signing recipes and restaurant gossip to a mafia boss's mother, while he watches me like I'm a particularly interesting puzzle. He's deciding whether to solve or destroy. Vincenzo sits at the head of the table, his mother to his right, me to his left. His men stand at the exits, their presence a constant reminder that this isn't a normal dinner. "Tell me about your brother," Mrs. Marchetti signs. Her name is Cecilia, she told me, and her warmth is so genuine it hurts. She reminds me of my own grandmother, iron will wrapped in velvet kindness. I tell her about Danny, about how he's developing apps for accessibility, how proud I am of him. She tells me about Vincenzo, how he used to translate for her as a child, how protective he's always been. I carefully don't mention that her protective son probably has a body count higher than my age. "You're a good liar," Vincenzo says suddenly in English. His mother is distracted, watching something on her phone, a video I sent her of Danny's latest app demo. "Excuse me? You're terrified, but you hide it well." He takes a sip of wine, his eyes never leaving mine. "Most people can't maintain eye contact with me for more than 5 seconds. You've lasted 10 minutes. Maybe I'm just stupid." The corner of his mouth twitches. It might be a smile, or he's deciding how to dispose of my body. 50-50 odds. "You know who I am." "Yes. And you sat down anyway." "Your mother asked nicely." I meet his gaze. "And in my experience, the most dangerous thing you can do with powerful men is show them you're afraid." Now he definitely smiles. It's predatory and terrifying and unfairly attractive. "Smart girl." "I like her," Cecilia signs to him, glancing up from her phone. "She has fire. Your father would have liked her too." Vincenzo's expression shudders. "Mama, don't. You're 36 years old and alone. When will you—" "Not now." His voice carries an edge that makes his men straighten, but Cecilia just pats his hand, completely unafraid. She turns to me. "He's too serious. Always working, never living. Maybe you can teach him to smile." I nearly choke on my water. "Mrs. Marchetti, I don't think—" "Call me Cecilia." She squeezes my hand. "And come to Sunday dinner. I insist." "Mama—" "Hush, Vincenzo. I'm inviting my new friend to dinner." She gives him a look that transcends language barriers, the universal mother's glare that says, "Don't you dare argue with me." Vincenzo sighs, pinching the bridge of his nose. When he looks at me, there's something almost like amusement in his eyes. "Apparently, you're coming to Sunday dinner." "I work Sundays." "Not anymore." He pulls out his phone, types something. 30 seconds later, my manager appears at the door, looking pale. "Miss Chen, take Sunday off. Paid. No problem." He vanishes before I can respond. I stare at Vincenzo. "You can't just—" "I can. I did." He leans back in his chair, studying me. "My mother wants you there. What my mother wants, she gets." "And what do you want?" The question hangs in the air. His men exchange glances. Cecilia watches her son with knowing eyes. Vincenzo stands, buttoning his suit jacket. "To figure out if you're brave or suicidal." He drops a business card on the table. "My driver will pick you up Sunday at 2. Don't be late." He kisses his mother's cheek, signs something to her I don't catch, and leaves with his entourage. I sit there, staring at the card. Vincenzo Marchetti, private number below. "Well," I mutter to myself, "this is either the best or worst thing that's ever happened to me." Cecilia pats my hand, her eyes twinkling. "Best," she signs. "Definitely best." I don't sleep that night. Instead, I lie in my cramped studio apartment, staring at the ceiling, wondering what the hell I've gotten myself into. My roommate, Jade, is at her boyfriend's place, so I can't even stress talk this out. I grab my phone and text Danny. Me. "Remember how you said my life was boring?" Danny. "It's 2 a.m. This better be good." Me. "I met a Mafia boss today." Danny. "What?" Me. "His mom is deaf. I signed with her. Now I'm invited to Sunday dinner." Danny. "Harper, what the fuck?" Me. "I know." Danny. Okay. Don't panic. Maybe he just wants to be friends?" Me. "He literally made my manager give me the day off." Danny. "You're going to die." Me. Not helping. Danny. "Or, hear me out. You're going to become a Mafia wife and I'll have the coolest brother-in-law ever." Me. "I'm blocking you." Danny. Seriously though, be careful. Google him. Knowledge is power. He's right. I spend the next 2 hours falling down a rabbit hole of news articles, police reports, and conspiracy forums. Vincenzo Marchetti, 36, took over the family after his father's death 8 years ago. Since then, the Marchetti operations have become quieter, more sophisticated, less bloody turf wars, more strategic partnerships. He's rumored to have connections to politicians, judges, and half the Chicago PD. There are photos of him at charity galas, art exhibitions, even a children's hospital fundraiser. In every picture, he looks untouchable. Expensive suits, cold eyes, the kind of face that belongs on a Renaissance sculpture. But in one photo, a candid shot from someone's phone at a street festival, he's standing with his mother, helping her with her coat. The way he looks at her is so tender it makes my chest ache. He's a criminal. A killer, probably. Definitely dangerous. But he loves his mother. I close my laptop and try to sleep, knowing Sunday is either going to change my life or end it. Sunday. 1:55 p.m. The black Mercedes pulls up exactly at 2. I'm wearing the nicest thing I own. A navy dress that Jade insists makes me look respectably hot. My hands are shaking as I climb into the back seat. The driver is silent, professional. We drive through Chicago, leaving my neighborhood's rundown apartments behind, heading toward the North Shore. The houses get bigger, the lawns more manicured. We pull up to a gated estate that looks like it belongs in a movie. "Holy shit," I whisper. The driver, late 50s, kind eyes, chuckles. "First time meeting the family? Is it that obvious? You're not the first girl Signora Cecilia has adopted." He helps me out of the car. "But you might be the first one that Don personally invited. That's not reassuring?" He smiles. "Marchettis take care of their own. You'll be fine." The front door opens before I can knock. A young woman, early 20s, with Vincenzo's dark eyes but a warmer smile, beams at me. "You must be Harper. I'm Gianna, Vincenzo's sister." She pulls me into a hug like we're old friends. "Mama hasn't stopped talking about you. Come in, come in." The house is stunning. Marble floors, art that probably costs more than my student loans, but somehow it still feels like a home. There are family photos everywhere, fresh flowers, the smell of Sunday sauce simmering. Gianna leads me through the house, chattering about her architecture program at Northwestern, asking about my work. She's disarmingly normal for someone whose family is definitely not. We enter a massive kitchen where Cecilia is stirring a pot, another older woman is rolling pasta, and 3 men are arguing in rapid Italian about soccer. Cecilia lights up when she sees me. "Harper, you came." "Of course. Thank you for having me." She introduces me to everyone. Cousins, aunts, Vincenzo's Uncle Marco, who runs imports. "Sure, buddy." Everyone is warm, welcoming, loud. Vincenzo is nowhere to be seen. "He's on a call," Gianna explains, catching me looking around. "Business. He'll be down soon." I help Cecilia with dinner, signing back and forth, laughing at her stories about raising Vincenzo and Gianna. She tells me about her late husband, how he learned basic sign language for her, how their marriage was arranged but became a love story. "Arranged?" I ask out loud, forgetting to sign. "Yes. Old traditions. But we fell in love." She smiles sadly. "I want the same for Vincenzo. Love, not just duty." "Mama, stop matchmaking." Vincenzo's voice cuts through the kitchen noise. I turn. He's in a black sweater and dark jeans, no suit, no armor. He looks younger, more human. Still dangerous, but less untouchable. "I'm not matchmaking," Cecilia signs innocently. "I'm just saying Harper is lovely." "You're absolutely matchmaking." He kisses her temple, then looks at me. "You came. You didn't give me much choice." "You always have a choice, Harper." The way he says my name sends electricity down my spine. "You could have run." "I don't run." His eyes darken. "No, I'm starting to realize you don't." Dinner is chaos in the best way. 18 people crammed around a table meant for 12, passing plates, arguing, laughing. I'm seated between Gianna and a cousin named Enzo who keeps trying to set me up with his friend, who's a doctor, very respectable. Vincenzo sits across from me, mostly silent, watching. Always watching. When Cecilia tells a story, signing animatedly while Vincenzo translates for the table, I catch him smiling. Genuine, unguarded. It transforms his face. Our eyes meet. The noise of the dinner fades. For 3 heartbeats, it's just us in a room full of people. Then his phone buzzes. The smile vanishes. He excuses himself, stepping into the hallway. Gianna leans close. He never invites anyone to family dinner, just so you know. Your mom invited me. Mama invites everyone. Vincenzo only allows it if he approves. She grins. And he never, ever sits through the whole meal unless he wants to be here. My heart does something stupid in my chest. After dinner, I help clean up despite protests. Cecilia and I wash dishes side by side, her hands moving through soap and signs with practiced ease. You're good for him, she signs. We just met. A mother knows. She taps her chest. He's been alone too long, carrying too much. He needs someone strong. I'm not strong. I'm a waitress who lives paycheck to paycheck. Strength isn't money. It's here. She touches my heart. You have it. Vincenzo appears in the doorway. Mama, stop. I'm just talking. I know what you're doing. But there's no anger in his voice. He looks at me. Walk with me. It's not a question, but it's not quite a command either. I dry my hands and follow him outside. The estate's garden is beautiful in the fading light. We walk in silence along a stone path, past rose bushes and a fountain. I'm sorry about my mother, Vincenzo says finally. She's persistent. She's wonderful. She's trying to marry me off. I noticed. He stops walking, turning to face me. We're standing under a pergola covered in wisteria. The light is purple and soft, and it makes him look less like a crime lord and more like a man. Why aren't you afraid of me? He asks quietly. I am. You don't show it. Because I learned early that fear makes you prey. I meet his gaze. My dad was a gambling addict. He owed money to people like you, men who wore expensive suits and spoke softly and destroyed lives. I watched him get beaten in our living room when I was 9. I learned then, never let them see you break. Something flickers in his eyes. Respect? Understanding? I'm sorry that happened to you. Are you? Or do you do the same thing to people who owe you? He doesn't flinch from the question. I don't hurt families, I don't hurt children, and I don't deal in gambling debt. His jaw tightens. My father did. I changed the rules when I took over. How noble. The sarcasm slips out before I can stop it. Instead of getting angry, he laughs. Actually laughs. The sound is rusty, like he doesn't do it often. You're either the bravest woman I've ever met or the most reckless. Can't I be both? He steps closer. Not threatening, but intentional. My back hits the pergola post. He braces one hand beside my head, leaning in. What am I going to do with you, Harper Chen? My breath catches. He smells like cedar and something darker, more dangerous. I don't know. What are you going to do? His eyes drop to my lips. For one electric moment, I think he's going to kiss me. Instead, he reaches past me and plucks a wisteria bloom from the vine. He tucks it behind my ear, his fingers brushing my cheek. I'm going to figure you out, he murmurs, and then I'm going to decide if you're a problem or a solution. To what? He smiles, but it doesn't reach his eyes. That's the question. He steps back, the moment breaking. My driver will take you home. Vincenzo, come back next Sunday. He's already walking away. Mama would be disappointed if you didn't. I stand there, touching the flower in my hair, wondering what the hell just happened. Monday, I'm wiping down tables when my phone buzzes. Unknown number. This is Vincenzo. Dinner tonight. I'll send a car at 7. My hands freeze. Me. I work tonight. Vincenzo. Not anymore. I glance toward the manager's office. Through the window, I see him on the phone, nodding frantically. He hangs up and immediately waves me over. "Harper, great news! We're overstaffed tonight. Take the evening off, fully paid." I'm going to kill him, or kiss him. I haven't decided. The car picks me up at 7 sharp. We don't go to a restaurant. We go to the waterfront, to a private dock where a yacht is waiting. Vincenzo is standing on the deck in another devastating suit, hands in his pockets, looking every inch the powerful man he is. A yacht? Seriously? I don't like restaurants. Too many ears. He offers his hand to help me aboard. And I wanted to talk without my family interrupting every 5 minutes. The yacht pulls away from the dock, cruising along the Chicago skyline. There's a table set up on the deck, candles, wine, food that smells incredible. "Did you cook this?" I ask, half joking. "No, but I know a chef who owes me a favor." He pulls out my chair. We eat in strange, comfortable silence for a while. The food is exquisite. Handmade ravioli, perfectly seared scallops, wine that probably costs more than my rent. "Why am I here, Vincenzo?" I finally ask. He sets down his fork, studying me. "You intrigue me." That's not an answer. It's the only one I have right now. He leans forward. "You walked into my life by accident. You treated my mother with kindness when you didn't have to. You're not intimidated by me, which is either stupidity or courage. You still haven't figured out which?" "No." His eyes are intense. "But I want to." "And if I'm just stupid?" "Then you'll leave now and I'll never contact you again." He gestures to the captain. "I'll have you taken back to shore. No consequences, no threats. You walk away clean." It's a test. I know it's a test. I pick up my wine glass and take a slow sip, never breaking eye contact. "I'm not leaving." His expression shifts. Surprise, satisfaction, something darker. "Why not?" "Because I want to figure you out too." The air between us crackles. He stands, walking around the table. He extends his hand. "Dance with me." There's no music playing, but I take his hand anyway. He pulls me close, one hand on my waist, the other holding mine. We sway gently to the rhythm of the water, the city lights glittering around us. "My mother is right," he murmurs. "I have been alone too long." "Is that why you're doing this? Because your mom wants you to settle down?" "No." His hand tightens on my waist. "I'm doing this because when you signed with her, you looked at her like she mattered. Not like she was the Don's mother or a connection or a means to an end, like she was just a person who deserved kindness." My chest tightens. She does deserve kindness. Most people don't see it that way. Most people see leverage. His voice drops. "I've spent my whole life surrounded by people who want something from me. You're the first person in years who looked at my mother and just saw her." "Vincenzo, I know what I am, Harper. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a criminal. I've done things that would make you run screaming. But with my family, with the people I care about, I'm just a man." His eyes search mine. "And for some insane reason, you don't seem to care what I am." "I care," I whisper. "I'm just trying to figure out if I care enough to walk away." He stops moving. We're standing on the deck, the wind whipping around us, Chicago glowing in the distance. "And?" His voice is rough. "I don't know yet." He nods slowly. "Then I'll wait." He has me driven home at 11. No kiss, no pressure. Just his eyes following me as I leave the yacht, his hands shoved in his pockets like he doesn't trust himself to touch me. I lie in bed that night, replaying every moment. Jade comes home at midnight and immediately knows something is wrong. "Spill, now." I tell her everything. She listens with increasingly wide eyes. "Harper, babe, bestie, light of my life." She grabs my shoulders. "You're dating a Mafia boss." "I'm not dating him. He took you on his yacht. It was just dinner. With candles and dancing. There wasn't even music. That's even more romantic." She flops back dramatically. "You're going to be a mob wife. Can I be your maid of honor? Do mob wives have maids of honor?" I have so many questions. Jade, we're not. My phone buzzes. Vincenzo, thank you for tonight. Sleep well, Piccola, little one. Jade reads over my shoulder and screams into a pillow. I'm starting to think she might be right to panic. Tuesday, 3 p.m. I'm restocking supplies when two men in suits walk into the restaurant. They're not Vincenzo's men. I know his people by now. The bull-necked one is Marco, the quieter one is Stefano. These men are different, sharper, meaner. They sit in my section. Every instinct screams danger. I approach with my customer service smile firmly in place. Welcome to Bellissimo. Can I start you off with Harper Chen? The older one has a Brooklyn accent and dead eyes. Yes. We have questions about Vincenzo Marchetti. My blood turns to ice. I don't know what you're talking about. Sure you don't. You're just a waitress who gets picked up in his car, who has dinner on his yacht, who's been to his family home. He smiles, but it's all teeth. We're from a concerned business partner. Want to make sure Marchetti's head is clear, that he's not distracted. I don't know anything about his business, but you know him. The younger one leans forward. Personally? This is a threat. They're testing me, or warning me, or both. I've met him twice. His mother is a regular customer. That's all. Is it? The older one slides a photo across the table. It's me and Vincenzo on the yacht, dancing. Someone was watching. Someone photographed us. My hands stay steady through sheer force of will. I should get your drink orders. Tell Marchetti the Rossis send their regards. The older one stands. And tell him mixing business with pleasure is a good way to get people hurt. They leave. I stand there, shaking, the photo still on the table. I grab it, shove it in my apron, and rush to the bathroom. I lock myself in a stall and text Vincenzo with trembling fingers. Me. Two men just threatened me, said they're from the Rossis. They had photos of us. The response is immediate. Vincenzo, where are you? Me. Work. They just left. Vincenzo. Stay there. Don't leave. I'm sending Marco. Me. Vincenzo, what's going on? Vincenzo. I'll explain. Stay inside. Promise me. Me. Okay. Marco arrives 15 minutes later with two other men. They sweep the restaurant, check the kitchen, the alley. My manager is pale and stammering. Marco approaches me. You're okay? Yes. Scared, but okay. Good. Boss wants you at the house. Safest place right now. I can't just leave. It's not a request, Miss Chen. His tone is gentle but firm. Rossis don't make idle threats. If they know about you, your leverage. We need you protected. My phone rings. Vincenzo. I answer. I'm fine. Marco's taking you to the estate. Don't argue. His voice is steel. I'm handling the Rossi situation, but I need to know you're safe. You can't just kidnap me because Harper. The way he says my name stops me cold. Please, let me protect you. I close my eyes. Okay. The estate feels different now. Not warm and welcoming, but fortified. Armed men patrol the grounds. Gianna meets me at the door, her face serious. You're okay? For now. She hugs me. Vincenzo's tearing the city apart. I've never seen him this angry. Cecilia appears, her expression worried. What happened? I explain in sign language, my hands shaking. She pulls me into her arms, holding me tight. My son will fix this, she signs. He protects what's his. I'm not his. She gives me a knowing look. Aren't you? 10 p.m. Vincenzo arrives like a storm. I'm in the library pretending to read when the door slams open. He's disheveled, suit jacket gone, sleeves rolled up, a cut above his eyebrow. Are you hurt? I'm on my feet instantly. It's nothing. He crosses to me in 3 strides, his hands cupping my face. Are you hurt? No. Just scared. His jaw clenches. I'm sorry, this is my fault. What's going on? Who are the Rossis? He drops his hands, turning away. Rival family. We've had a truce for 5 years, but there's been tension. New territory disputes. He runs a hand through his hair. They saw you as a weakness, a way to get to me. Because we had dinner? Because I let them see me care. He turns back, his eyes blazing. I've spent 15 years keeping everyone at arm's length. No attachments, no vulnerabilities. And then you walked into my life and He cuts himself off, jaw tight. You what? I couldn't stay away. The admission sounds like it's torn from him. I should have. The smart thing would have been to leave you alone after that first dinner, but I kept finding reasons to see you, to talk to you, to... He stops, shaking his head. My heart is pounding. Vincenzo, I've eliminated the threat. The Rossis know you're under my protection now. They won't come near you again. His voice is cold, controlled. But you need to understand what that means. You're in my world now, Harper. You don't get to leave safely. If you walk away, there's a target on your back. But if you stay... If I stay? I step closer. If you stay, you're mine. The possessiveness in his tone should scare me. It doesn't. My family, my protection, my life, all of it, but also my enemies, my dangers, my darkness. I should run. Every logical part of my brain is screaming to run. Instead, I reach up and touch the cut above his eyebrow. You're bleeding. He catches my wrist, his grip gentle but firm. Harper, think about what you're doing. I am thinking. I meet his eyes. You've been alone, carrying everything. Your mother said you need someone strong. Maybe I'm not strong enough, but I'm here, and I'm not running. Something breaks in his expression. You should. I know. I'm not a good man. I know. I'll ruin you. Maybe. I step closer until we're breathing the same air, or maybe I'll save you. He stares at me like I'm a miracle and a curse. Then his control shatters. He kisses me. It's not gentle. It's possession and desperation and promise. His hand tangles in my hair, tilting my head back, and I open for him, matching his intensity. He tastes like violence and vulnerability, danger and devotion. When we break apart, we're both breathing hard. You're staying, he says against my lips, not a question. I'm staying. In this house, under protection, until I'm sure you're safe. Vincenzo, non-negotiable, Piccola. He kisses me again, softer this time. You're mine now. I protect what's mine. I should argue, should demand my independence, but his arms are around me, solid and safe, and for the first time in my life, I let someone else carry the weight. 3 weeks later, living in the Marchetti estate is surreal. I have my own room, though Vincenzo keeps finding excuses to end up there. Cecilia teaches me Italian cooking. Gianna drags me shopping. The guards nod respectfully when I pass. I've become part of the family without even trying. Vincenzo is different here. Still intense, still dangerous, but softer. He translates for his mother at every meal. He listens to Gianna's architecture rants. He makes sure I'm comfortable, safe, happy. At night, he holds me like I might disappear. We're in his study one evening, me reading, him working, when his phone rings. His expression darkens as he listens. When? Pause. How many? Another pause. I'll handle it. He hangs up, jaw tight. What's wrong? The Rossis are pushing back. They hit one of our shipments. He stands, grabbing his jacket. I have to go. Fear spikes through me. Is it dangerous? It's always dangerous. He kisses my forehead. Marco stays with you. Don't leave the house. Vincenzo, I'll be back by morning. He cups my face. Ti proteggerò sempre. I'll always protect you. He leaves. I don't sleep. I pace my room, text Danny, who's simultaneously thrilled and terrified for me, and watch the clock. 4 a.m. No word. 5 a.m. Nothing. 6 a.m. My phone rings. Marco. Miss Chen, there's been a situation. My blood freezes. Is he hurt? He's alive. But there's something you need to know. I'm in the car within 5 minutes, Marco driving like hell toward downtown. What happened? Ambush. Vincenzo handled it, but... He hesitates. The FBI was watching. They have footage. There's going to be an investigation. My stomach drops. What does that mean? It means things are about to get complicated. We pull up to a warehouse. Police lights flash everywhere. I see Vincenzo standing with his lawyer, hands cuffed, face emotionless. Then he sees me. His mask cracks. Just for a second. Just enough for me to see the fear underneath. Not fear for himself, fear for me. An FBI agent approaches. Harper Chen? Yes? I'm Agent Morrison. We need to ask you some questions about your relationship with Vincenzo Marchetti. This is it. The moment where I choose. Vincenzo watches me, his eyes saying, "Run. Save yourself. I'll understand. But I've already made my choice." I look Agent Morrison in the eye. I'm not answering any questions without a lawyer. Vincenzo's expression shifts. Surprise, pride, something that looks like love. Marco steps beside me. Miss Chen is under Marchetti family legal protection. Any questions go through our attorneys. Morrison's jaw tightens. This isn't over. It never is. I don't look away. But I'm not going anywhere. As they load Vincenzo into a police car, our eyes meet one last time. He mouths, "Ti amo, I love you." I mouth back, "Ti amo anch'io, I love you too." Epilogue. 6 months later. The trial ended in a mistrial. Insufficient evidence, his lawyers argued. Vincenzo walked free. But the FBI is still watching. They always will be. I moved into the estate permanently. My apartment feels like a memory now. Cecilia is teaching me to make her Sunday sauce. Gianna is my best friend. Danny visits monthly, still half convinced I've lost my mind. Maybe I have. But when Vincenzo comes home each night, when he holds me like I'm the only thing keeping him human, when he signs with his mother and smiles at me across the dinner table, I know I made the right choice. "You know they'll never stop investigating," I say one night, curled against him in bed. "I know. They might arrest you again. Probably. This life is dangerous." "Always will be." He tilts my chin up. "Do you regret it?" I think about that first night signing with Cecilia. The yacht, the threats, the fear, the love. No. He kisses me, deep and slow. "Good, because you're stuck with me, Piccola." "Forever?" "Forever," he promises. And somehow, in this dark, dangerous, impossible world, I believe him. But outside the bedroom window, a camera clicks softly. The FBI agent lowers his lens, reviewing the photos. "She's his weakness now," he says into his phone. "That's how we take him down." Inside, Harper and Vincenzo sleep, unaware that their hardest battle is just beginning. I wake to an empty bed. The sheets are cold where Vincenzo should be, and my chest tightens with the familiar anxiety that's become my constant companion. 6 months of this life, and I still haven't gotten used to waking up alone, wondering if he's in a meeting or disposing of a body. The duality never stops being surreal. I pull on one of his shirts, an expensive charcoal button-down that smells like cedar and danger, and pad barefoot through the estate. Morning light streams through the tall windows, making the marble floors glow like honey. I find him in his office, standing at the window with a phone pressed to his ear, his other hand braced against the glass. Even from behind, I can see the tension in his shoulders. "Don't care what he wants, the answer is no." His voice is ice. "Tell Dimitri if he contacts us again, it won't be a conversation. It'll be a funeral." He hangs up and stays frozen at the window. "Vincenzo?" He turns, and his expression immediately softens. It's a transformation I've witnessed dozens of times, the cold, calculating Don melting into just a man when he sees me. "You should be sleeping." He crosses to me, pulling me into his arms. It's barely 7. "I woke up and you were gone." I press my face against his chest, listening to his heartbeat. "Bad call?" "Russian problem. Nothing you need to worry about." His hand slides into my hair, cradling my head. "Go back to bed, Piccola. I'll join you soon." "Liar." I pull back to look at him. "You've got that look. The one that means you'll be in here until noon, making calls and planning things I'm better off not knowing about." His mouth quirks. "You're learning to read me too well." "Good. Someone needs to." I take his hand, running my thumb over his scarred knuckles. When did you last eat? Yesterday. Lunch, I think. Vincenzo. I know. He kisses my forehead. I'm a hypocrite. I make you eat 3 meals a day while I survive on coffee and violence. That's not funny. It's a little funny. But he lets me pull him toward the door. Fine. Breakfast. But then I have work, I know. I glance back at him. Just eat something. For me? The way he looks at me makes my breath catch, like I'm precious, like I'm the most important thing in his world. For you, he agrees quietly. Anything for you. The kitchen is already alive with activity. Cecilia is at the stove. 2 of Vincenzo's cousins are arguing about soccer, and Gianna is on her laptop, probably designing her next architectural masterpiece. Good morning, my darlings. Cecilia signs when she sees us, her face lighting up. Harper, you look beautiful. Vincenzo, you look terrible. Sit, both of you. Mama, Vincenzo starts. Sit. The universal mother command. We sit. Gianna grins at me over her laptop. She's got him so trained now, it's embarrassing. I'm not trained, Vincenzo mutters, accepting the espresso his mother places in front of him. I'm diplomatically compliant. You're whipped, one of his cousins, Luca, calls out. The great Vincenzo Marchetti, brought to his knees by a 5'0" woman who speaks with her hands. I'm 5'6", but I let it slide. Vincenzo's expression doesn't change, but his hand finds my thigh under the table, squeezing possessively. Careful, Luca. That's my fiancé you're talking about. The kitchen goes silent. My head whips toward him. What? He has the audacity to look confused. What? You just called me your fiancé. Did I? He takes a slow sip of espresso, but I catch the slight curve of his mouth. Must have been a slip of the tongue. Vincenzo Marchetti. Finally! Cecilia's hands fly so fast I almost miss it. I've been waiting 6 months. When's the wedding? I want grandbabies. Mama, we haven't actually... Vincenzo tries. Gianna slams her laptop shut. Oh my God! We're getting a wedding! Harper, we're going dress shopping today! Nobody's going anywhere, Vincenzo says firmly. Not without security clearance and... The front door slams open. Everyone freezes. Marco rushes in, his face grave. Boss, we have a situation. Vincenzo is on his feet instantly, his entire demeanor shifting. What kind of situation? FBI. They're at the gate with a warrant. They want Harper. My blood turns to ice. Vincenzo's face becomes a mask of cold fury. On what grounds? Obstruction of justice. They're saying she lied during the investigation. Marco looks at me apologetically. They have evidence she knew about the shipment before the ambush. That's insane, I breathe. I didn't know anything. I know! Vincenzo's hand cups my face, his thumb stroking my cheek. His touch is gentle, but his eyes are lethal. This is Morrison. He's trying to use you to get to me. What's happening? Cecilia signs frantically. Gianna translates quickly, her face pale. Cecilia grips my hand. They can't take you. Your family. They can, and they will if I don't handle this correctly. Vincenzo pulls out his phone. Marco, stall them. Tell them I'm calling our lawyer. Gianna, get Roberto on the phone. Harper. He turns to me. Listen very carefully. When they question you, you say nothing. Not one word without our attorney present. Understood? Vincenzo, I didn't do anything. I know, but Morrison doesn't care about truth. He cares about pressure. His jaw clenches. He's going after you to break me.